testing. We are testing and being quiet because it's later than late. But we are testing. Let's check the testing suite. So, doing some dorn keebler action. Okay, we still got the stream up. So I'm probably gonna hear the stream. Yeah. Okay. So it's dorn keebler halved in now. I hope to discuss some deep dorn keebler concepts today. So let's see what this Terraria update's all about, actually, because that's what we're doing today. So we're playing Terraria, which happens to have a bit of an update from what I've just observed. So, man, it's been some dorn keebler hours. I've had some dorn keebler time to experience some things. Just life as it moves forward. Let me say, on a real level, I still feel completely empty inside. But not in like it's not in like the way that it always is. It's more like, when someone says they're like feeling empty inside, I say that because they're feeling sad. I do not feel sadness. I don't really feel much, but I do feel things when they come as a reaction. And that's just kind of what I've been observing. It's not like I actively go out of my way to observe the way that I feel, but I just kind of always naturally am observing my feelings and reactions as they come and go on a day-to-day basis as life continues forward. I need to do more jungle exploration. Yeah, we're not in the woods yet. And build more. Maybe do something about this corruption situation. But it's only about this big. That's manageable. So do that first. Get the queen bee down here. Being the dorn keebler is an existential nightmare. My perception is all that I am. Doesn't really feel like there's much of a person to be here. Dorn keebler is just a navigation tool for the online landscape. It's probably, the equivalent to an all-terrain vehicle in this situation. But at least gotta think about what dorn keebler identity is to me. Which, to me, it really just feels like just fucking superficial online action mode, but that's boring. You know what I mean? It's blunt and true, but it's boring. It's obviously more complex than that. I put thought into the development of the dorn keebler as, navigation tool / I guess, interactable functionality to some degree. I hate using words like personality because, you know, I feel like it, you know, try not to paint the wrong picture here, you know. Like the dorn keebler, some sort of split personality. It's more like a set of behavioral rules, but even then, it's not like a list of rules of how to behave in my head. It's just, you know, a condition almost. And the condition is superficial public interaction. It's not like I outlaw genuine interactions, but dorn keebler is, you know, my superficial self. You know, which you kind of need, you know, you kind of need a superficial self. Because I've discovered that in the world of people you don't know, it's typically better to start off a little superficial than to go in balls deep, all real. In my previous Twitch stream, I had acknowledged in my mind that the dorn keebler. It feels, I like the name dorn. You know, feels like it fits me to some degree. You know, the minimally sculpted picture of myself. I feel like the name dorn is significant to me. You know, I think about that. I've been thinking about that. You know, feels the same as my actual name, which is 10. Even though they're different names. So, I like the name dorn. I almost prefer it. Prefer it. There you go. But I almost prefer it. I said it right the first time, but I'd say it either way. But you know, it's not like I'm gonna go around making everybody call me dorn. It just doesn't make any sense. But I like dorn. But yeah. Dorn by itself is a little bit different than the dorn keebler. You know, the dorn keebler, I mean, I've talked about this before. You know, I guess I wouldn't really call myself well, I'm a creator of content, so every content creator has their name. And you know, mine is the dorn keebler, okay? Not that hard to understand. But you know, on a different level, the name dorn is, you know, almost my self-given name. And you know, the name that has naturally applied to myself by myself. Dorn. You know, it didn't start that way. You know, the name dorn is just in my mind. So I've obviously thought about the name Dorn extensively, and I start to like the way it start to like the way that it sounds, you know. Okay, I feel like Dorn, you know. So perhaps, you know, there's a different use for Dorn than I had previously anticipated. Maybe that will help me find myself in who I think I am. To be real here, I don't really know who I think I am. But Dorn kind of feels like the method here. That's sad. They should have made a terrarium for the butterfly. It's kind of sad, but yeah. Great, I already had to go. Oh yeah, that's where I got it. So at this point, I'm gonna grab me a mining potion or two. Just, yeah, I like the name Dorn. It's starting to feel like my name. But, you know, no one will ever have to call me Dorn. You know. It feels more green. What am I eating here? Nothing. Feels very green. But, you know. Okay, we're good. Talking about things on a personal level, things are very different because, you know, don't do a lot of deep personal stuff around here. Ow. Like, not because, you know, I feel like I can't, but because I just don't know how to. Because I'm doing deep stuff, you know. It's Dorn, being able to talk about talk about the name Dorn, how I feel. Has a connection with my identity. I feel like it's a subject that kind of related to discussing. First, I don't really feel sure. I'm just like, well, that's a weird thought. You know, it's been probably a good month of this reoccurring feeling that eventually turns into a thought. Obviously, you know, give it more time. Dorn developments. outward expressed dorn keebler mannerisms are pretty, like, like egotistical. I kind of like that. I kind of like being an egotist. Yeah. It feels like me. You know. Gotta look through this whole area right here, but I think I don't know how big a beehive really is. Probably like about that big. Just as big as this cave right here. It could be in the middle of there. No, it's one thing to be able to, because it's the point here is it's one thing to be able to just go like say like, hey, don't want to keep there and do some funky shit, but another thing to have a person that you know and have a self that feels like you. That is something I felt like I've just been lacking my whole life. Is an actual person I feel like I am on the inside. And I feel like that is a pretty good way to word it. And that gets the point across pretty well. I've experienced a variety of things, and those experiences I don't feel like I've contributed much to my development as a person. Now I'm sitting here like, just who the fuck, am I here? I guess that was kind of the idea that I'm going for there. Just a cute little philosophical awakening thing. Working on the dorn keebler. We're mainly working on Tim here, but I'm kind of leaning into dorn now. Dorn just feels like it makes so much more sense. It does make sense to anybody else I know because, they've just always known me as Tim. Somehow finding myself wishing my name was always Dorn. That wouldn't have made sense. But we have to go back to, the idea that this thought has only really been reoccurring for about a month, which, people call me Tim back in San Diego. felt fine. But, you know. Be deep enough. I'm torn between dorn and tin. Have those ghosts already. Yeah. I feel weird because depending on who I have this conversation with, I would get a different experience. An either invalidating experience or an experience that validates these thoughts. You know, in a biased sort of way. Or be whoever you feel like you want to be. Or you know who you are. So, you know, then again, I haven't really discussed it through with myself enough. So, there's also this is more of a thinking session going on here. Thinking about some deeper dorn keebler things. But you know, I've been feeling very physical just the past year. Feeling very detached from my physical self, which, you know, makes it significantly more challenging to feel a strong sense of self. Not necessarily feeling out of my body, but feeling not 100% here 100% of the time. A little you know, disassociative, I guess. Over the past 2 years, it's been a very, life-changing set of circumstances and experiences. You know? And now, all of that is just a blip. Processing it. Yeah. Just an interesting property of thinking. To merely exist is a experience with so much complexity. Had my friends kind of, you know, want to hang out on a day where, you know, I didn't really feel like very socially, you know, like we just got done hanging out, so we just kind of sprung right back into hanging out. These were kind of the type of things I was saying to myself while I was there, just kind of mumbling to myself, you know, just like existential mumblings, and you know, I feel like moments like that are why I feel I need things like this, because, you know, who am I going to go to? Therapist. You know, that's not all we do here. Anybody who's been around knows that. But, you know, it's sometimes. Sometimes we get deeper out here. Because life is deep. Life is fucking crazy. Yeah, I find myself running into these schizo posts every now and then. Really, it's just so ridiculous, you know? I mean, no. Not sorry for voicing my opinion, but, you know, I just find all that crap so ridiculous, because it's just so fucking speculative. You know what I mean? And I feel like if any of that shit were true, like, you know, like, it would be a bigger deal, you know? And there would be, you know, and there would be kind of, you know, there'd be like groups dedicated to messing around with that sort of thing, but there really isn't, you know? And if there is, you know, whatever they're accomplishing, I don't know about it. So, but, you know, from what I currently understand about the world, you know, there's no, you know, there's a pretty big, like, I don't know, lack of substantial supernatural anything significant. So I can't really get latched on to stuff like that. It just doesn't make any sense, you know, because I have an understanding of the very, you know, like, dumbed down understanding of, you know, how the world functions, you know. I don't think I could comprehend having a real conversation like that and, like, you know, like, not just doubting every single word that came out of my mouth. Like, you know, it's only one post I'm talking about here specifically, and it was this big, like, chart of, like, I guess what seemed like realizations or something. It was like, you know, I mean, I'm not, you know, entirely, like, alien to the concept of, you know, like, thinking there's a little bit more going on with reality than there actually is, you know what I mean? But, you know, because different things work for different people. I'm not a schizophrenic, so I wouldn't really understand it. Though, you know, I do have my delusions. They aren't, you know, anything I really struggle to just ignore, but you know, they're still just always in the background. Yeah. Great, we get the morning earned soundtrack. The tutorial soundtrack. As, you know, I recognize it. I like this green torch. We still got some jungle exploration to do. This is not looking good. Big fat dungeon in the way. That's great. So I guess I'm actually gonna go up here. Oh God. This, I don't really want this with it very much. So, oh my, shut up. I don't even know. Use that to go here. I think we'll be good. I don't think we'll have to, no, but you know, life is scary. Fucking, you know, I figured it out, but you know, keebler's still under construction. It's early stages of keebler. So, currently, keebler is prepared for a very generous amount of scenarios, but a limited amount. Regardless. God. I have to go down there. I bet it's gonna be down there. So, take a look at that next time I go live. But, you know, obviously, you know, I've been working on some things. So, you know, continue with Dorn keebler endeavors. Peace.